Hello, my name is Dieter Renken. I'm a Senior Product Manager with ShoreTel. And today I would like to talk to you about ShoreTel Connect hybrid sites. Many businesses and many of our customers have been looking at UCaaS, also known as Unified Communication as a Service. But they walk away from that initial investigation with a lot of questions. They may have a lot of investment in equipment that hasn't depreciated, and they're simply not ready to rip and replace the solution that they have. So in this context, let's do a recap of the ShoreTel Connect UC solution. So it can be consumed in three different methods. We have the traditional method, the on-site deployment model, where the customer owns and maintains all of the equipment. Then we have the cloud model, where basically the service is delivered to the customer premise over a network connection by way of a monthly subscription. And then thirdly, we have this new model, the ShoreTel hybrid model, which combines these two and makes it available to customers. So ShoreTel Connect hybrid site specifically is a good example of a hybrid solution. It combines the best of both worlds, allowing customers to mix and match and preserve the on-site investments, maintain any control and security that they need around that, but at the same time combine that with the OpEx business model and flexibility of cloud. So it is a unifying approach that allows customers to focus on the real business strategy rather than be distracted with how they should run the UC system. So this is an ideal solution for a number of customer scenarios. As a new ShoreTel customer, I can, for example, choose to deploy my headquarters location with a traditional on-site model. But my branch locations where there's a lack of IT staff, those might best be suited for a cloud deployment model. And then for my existing ShoreTel customers, I might see expansion of the businesses into the cloud. So again, they can preserve what they have, but any new business expansion can be leveraged through a cloud deployment of new users. So as a user that is part of a hybrid sites deployment, what can I expect? Well, the good news is that all of my coworkers appear to me in the same manner. They show up in my fully synchronized directory. I don't have to remember that if somebody is on the cloud, I have to dial them in any special way. Everybody gets dialed with 4-digit extensions, for example. And when I make calls to and from the cloud, for example, I see a caller ID name, I see a number, I know that's one of my coworkers that I'm calling or being called from. I can then also do some advanced features like transfer a call into a cloud or include a cloud user into my three-way conference call that I might be offering. So next we'll take a closer look at the architecture for ShoreTel hybrid sites. So in this diagram we start off by showing you the cloud data center that's serving a number of cloud users. Generally the connectivity to the data center is via an MPLS network, or it can be over the regular internet. Then on the other half of the equation, we have the on-site system with its traditional combination of equipment. And so what's new here is really the two communication channels that make this all happen. First of all, we have the data synchronization channel. So this is the vehicle that allows us to exchange information about users between cloud and on-site and really enables that unified directory experience. Then secondly, we have a SIP tie trunk. The SIP tie trunk is based on the SIP protocol that stands for Session Initiation Protocol, an industry standard way of transporting voice between two parties. And this is the communication channel for the actual voice calls. You will see that both of these channels are running across the internet, but ShoreTel has gone to great lengths to fully encrypt these channels, thereby ensuring the data privacy and integrity of the customer's data. So next we'll look at a more complex example. So in this case, the on-site customer has multiple locations. We show 2 on the screen here, but there could be more. And they will then designate one of those sites to host the tie trunk. So it's not necessary to connect every site they have to the cloud, just a single site suffices. And so when calls are made between the cloud and the on-site users, it looks something like this. So the cloud user picks up the phone, they dial the extension, and then the signaling goes into the data center. It goes across the tie trunk and lands on the terminating on-site location, from where it may be distributed further across the customer's WAN in the case of the called party being at a remote site. Important to notice also that PSTN calls do not travel over this tie trunk. So a cloud user making a phone call outside of the company, they will use the existing cloud infrastructure. And similarly, the on-site users making phone calls to the PSTN will use their respective infrastructure. So what do our customers and resellers think about this solution? Well, we have a great quote here from Jeremy, who was really impressed when he saw this technology. And I look at this as another example of ShoreTel offering a brilliantly simple solution. It doesn't require any session border controllers or SBCs to be deployed. Doesn't require complex programming of firewalls. It simply works. So again, another example of how ShoreTel really makes it easy to deploy high-value solutions. Next, we'll take a look at a complex example of hybrid sites that shows an international deployment. So in this case, we have a customer with a number of US locations and also a contingent of cloud users that are served by the data center in the US. They've chosen the Florida site to host the tie trunk. And then this customer also has a UK office that is deployed as a regular on-site location. And as you will see here, the dotted lines represent the wide area network that the customer has in place. So that connects all the sites together. So a simple example here that we can use is, I'm a cloud user in the US, I want to dial a coworker in the UK. So instead of having to pick up the phone and dial a very long international number that's costly most likely, I simply dial the 4-digit extension of my UK coworker, and then the call happens as we had seen in the slides earlier. So in summary, ShoreTel Connect hybrid sites, it really empowers the IT decision maker. They can consume the cloud on their terms. At a scale that makes sense for their business, they can roll it out in a time frame that makes sense for their business. There really is no wrong solution here. So if you would like to have more information about ShoreTel Connect hybrid sites, please contact your ShoreTel reseller. Should you not have a reseller yet, you can go to shoretel.com/find-a-reseller. Thank you.